So let's just talk a little bit more on a holistic topic, and that is entrepreneurship in general. Of course, we're focusing on home healthcare network and all, but a lot of our viewers could be like budding entrepreneurs or those who are planning to take that step. So, what guidance can you give them? Of course, the first guidance is don't step into my territory. But apart from home healthcare network, if they want to get into med tech or devices or something related, like what guidance do you give from your own experience?
Yeah, first of all, it's always welcome to have more competitors that you want to compete with. And that brings out the best. If you look at any athletic sports or whatnot, the best matches are the ones where both competitors push each other. And that's how it elevates the standard of that sports organization, whether it's soccer, basketball, golf, whatever it is. So it's welcome to have more competitors that allow us to get the best out of each other. And in healthcare, everyone wins when that happens. So that's a good thing. I don't have that many competitors that think like us, or if any, what the feedback I get from the community in healthcare is that no one thinks like us. No one has processes like we do. No one executes excellently like we do. We're the excellence of execution. So we get that a lot of feedback from people that we work with. Now, when it comes to advice for growing entrepreneurs, there's a lot of advice, but be courageous. It's going to be a lot of tough times you're going to face. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you invest time in yourself as well as the organization. Because when you take care of yourself, you can take care of everyone else. That's probably an advice that I would, if there's one advice you could take away, it'd probably be that. Take care of yourself, and that way you can take care of others.
And Iqbal, before we close out, maybe one mistake from your entrepreneurial journey which will tell others to avoid.
It's you want to make mistakes. Mistakes help you grow. And it's about knowing the that whether you learn from the mistake is important as well. But sometimes running to the same mistake over and over again until you get to the answer to the bottom of it is important. So I think I wouldn't say this is a mistake, but I think that for me, and I think a lot of people, we fall into a rabbit hole and go deeper and deeper, and which is in some aspects fine, but knowing when to take a step back and say, hey, let me go back to the big picture and see if I'm going the direction the big picture's telling me to go to, and say reroute if I have to, or continue to dig deeper. Mistakes are welcome. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes, just as long as you learn from it. And if you're making the same mistake over and over again, as long as you know that you're gonna get to, it's a matter of perfection. You get mistakes that lead to perfection, that's fine. And that's all I could say. It's gonna take a lot of courage. It's unknown territory, there's a lot of uncertainty. And if you love uncertainty, go for it. And I think the best way to think about entrepreneurship is rock climbing. I've climbed a mountain before, and one time I was stuck. And I was stuck, and the guy was like, "You need help? You need guidance on how to maneuver this place?" And I'm like,
Where,
"Let me figure." Yeah, I looked down. I was like, "Let me figure it out." I'm speaking as
where was this?
this was like last summer. So
Where?
this is in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah, so we climbed the mountain, and my wife and I was stuck, and my wife didn't climb the mountain. She didn't want to, but I climbed the mountain, and I was stuck, and I realized I can't like I see the finish line, and you just have to use what's available around you. So you have to say, okay, this work? Can this work? You have to contort my body in a different way, but you have to use whatever options available to you in the vicinity that you have, and you make it work. Sometimes you'll fail and you'll fall, but I didn't fall, even though I had a harness. I didn't fall. I didn't want to fall, even though I had a harness, but I wanted to see if I could do this myself. So it took some trying and trying different ways till I can contort my body in a way where I can progress moving up. So you're always going to get stuck. Every rock climber gets stuck. And it's just a matter of seeing different angles differently to climb up the mountain. So the rock walls. I think that's the best symbolism I can offer, or any advice I could offer that symbolizes the journey of being an entrepreneur. Is rock climb. Just rock climb outside on a natural wall, and you'll get a better understanding. You're gonna go through fear. You're gonna have to go down. You have to go up. Sometimes you have to go down to get back up. And you sometimes some options that are there you didn't think it was going to be an option, but that's an option to go up. And when we're on the bottom and you say, hey, this is how I'm going to go up. This is my path. you quickly realize that's not going to be the path. It looks like it from down there, but it's not. But you still get to the top. But sometimes you look at the wall, you're like, man, I'm not going to make it. But one of the advice that my fellow the rock climber, pro rock climber was telling me is that just look at checkpoints. Look, you see that ledge, try to get to that. When you get to there, think about the next checkpoint you're ahead and just keep going and going. So I think rock climbing is a great way I'd encourage every entrepreneur to do rock climbing, and just as every so often, just as a reminder of what entrepreneurship truly is, and it resets your body. So yeah.
Absolutely.